Hi, it's Caitlin. I am here with you during another moment of review or reflection or just moments of being throughout the day, right? So I have about 10 minutes and I figured, you know what? I'm going to share with you what I've been thinking. And it's funny that I say the word thinking because I asked myself today, how much time do you use to think? How much time do you need to think? Are you somebody who needs to have more thinking time? How do you process? And when I was kind of having a self-coaching moment with myself and really sensing into the clients that I am working with today, it's a lot of my own self-reflection too, of saying my clients are thinking a lot. They're in a lot of like a discernment and strategizing and needing to critically think things through. That takes effort. Our brains use a lot of energy. So is that something that comes naturally to you? Like, do you think a lot? How much time do you think? Are you someone who overthinks, are you someone who needs to bring more thought into things? So I really sat there with myself because it's true. How much time do you use thinking? Hmm. And then how much time do you use efforting or putting those thoughts into some sort of action? So how much time do you use to think? How much time do you need? Or how much time do you think? And then how much time do you act upon? Or how much time do you effort into the world? Or how much time do you use in action? Are those two things balanced? Do they feel like they are in alignment? I think the strategy or I put the plans in place, right? Because that takes thought. If I would like to manifest something that I would like, or if I want to bring something that I've always wanted into the world, that means I'm going to have to put thought into it, like, and conscious thought into it. And and then I have to put action into it and conscious action into it or effort into it. And it is about how are those two dynamic ways of being in this beautiful human experience on the planet Earth? How is that working for you? Like, how is that working for you right now? If we were to just take a moment, right? Wherever you are, and disclaimer, if you're driving or whatever, we're going to kind of be in a more meditative space, right? So if you're using heavy machinery or this is my disclaimer, this is my friendly disclaimer of like, stop doing any of that if you are doing any of that, because we're just going to come into a space of relaxation where we can be with both our thoughts and our actions. So if I were to sense into the very top of my head, almost outside, actually outside of my head, right? So at the very top where my hair is. And I just imagine there's just a little ball of light right there. And that ball of light is your friend. And that ball of light is saying, hey, give me all the thoughts, right? Like just for a moment, you don't have to hold any of these things, none of your to-do lists. Like just give me all of just give me the thoughts, right? So that beautiful ball of light is going to hold all your thoughts. So just for a moment, we're going to feel into that space. What does it feel like to have that ball of light as your companion, holding on to all those thoughts for us for these next few minutes? Is there anything that's happening? Is there any sensations that we're experiencing when we're given the opportunity to just be here? Just because that beautiful ball of light is holding all of our thoughts, that doesn't mean that we are thoughtless, that we have no thought, that we're not putting thought into anything. That actually means we are present in this moment. So our thoughts can be of all sorts of things, all sorts of things. And sometimes we need to come to this moment and be at our center with ourselves and say, ah, yes, okay. Maybe putting a hand on your chest, just being here with yourself. And now that beautiful ball of light has just cleansed all of your thoughts. Okay, so any sort of negative attachments or negativity or just dense energy or stuckness or loops or whatever you've been feeling, right? That has now been all cleansed. Ta-da, it's done, right? Wonderful. So now this beautiful ball of light is just going to almost like it's like a little those little piggy banks. It's like this ball of light, one thought at a time. So I'm going to put through the top of your head with light of like, what are the priorities, right? If we were just coming to ourselves, and what are the three things that this ball of light is saying, okay, I'm going to hold on to all these other things and all these other things. But here's one thing I'd like you to remember. What is coming through for you? It could be a phrase, it could be a mantra, it could be a reminder, it can be a sensation, it can be an energy. What does that beautiful ball of light want to remind you? What's a priority? So we're just going to be with that for this moment. Taking deep breaths in, really sensing into ourselves and our bodies. And if we need to, if you need to write it down, now's the time. And then I'm kind of moving around because I'm like, okay, that was the first reminder that this beautiful ball of light wanted to have in my system, in my ecosystem of the very top of my head, which is my crown chakra. And the message is coming all the way through my chakra systems, all the way through the fingertips, and all the way down my legs, and all the way down the soles of my feet, right? So I just felt like this like kind of cool, like holographic energy of like, woo, that was nice. Thank you. Okay. So now, before we move on, let's maybe move our fingers and toes for a second, kind of come back and see like how you doing, right? This is a way that we can come back to ourselves, right? Maybe we'll just do one. That was just the one reminder that that beautiful ball of light is like, here, let me hold on to all this stuff. Let's now sort through it, take anything out that shouldn't be there. And now here's a reminder, or here's a mantra, or here's a focus, or here's the point. Here's where we come together. So then when we have that moment of coming through our body, we effort or we put that into action into the world with our hands, with our voices, with our selves, right? So just then that was about 10 minutes of just being with thoughts, thinking. How much time do you use thinking? How much time do you use putting it into action? Okay. What's that one thing that came through that could be a priority or just a way of coming together to continue the work at hand, with whatever your life is bringing to you, that's coming from also a heart-centered place that we can slow down and actually access and find that place that is always available to us and that we're practicing that. So maybe something came to you today. Write that down, right? Use it. If you had any images come through, if you had any ideas, that that's what happens when you work with me. But I mean, with all sorts of different coaches and healers and, you know, gifted people in the world, something always comes through. So whatever came through for you today, I hope it was really helpful. I hope it was some sort of, I mean, I know I got some cool, like holographic, like energy. So we did this together, which is also really cool to know that it's not me that's the energy. We're creating space. We're practicing being that channel for the life force energy that is already here. All that support is already amongst us to come through, right? We have to consent to that life force divine energy, especially if we have some thoughts or some stuff that's kind of just crunched up there. Sometimes you need a spiritual shower. So hopefully that's helped you. Let me know how in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.